All right. So, speaking of truths.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right. So exactly one day after saying that his superior, all-knowing inside sources told him that cannabis rescheduling was coming very soon, as in today or tomorrow, it did. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. The man, the myth, the legend, the prophet himself, Kevin Sabet. Right. So last week, you know, everybody reported that the anti-legalization group Smart Approaches to Marijuana, or Project Sam, Kevin Sabet, said he was hearing a lot of chatter that a DEA decision was on the brink. It was at that moment that anti-cannabis activist and Project Sam founder, Mr. Sabet himself, transformed into more than that, more than just a man. He became the prophet of prohibition. And while it should be noted that he also said the comments were just wishful thinking and it may be 3 months away, as the Honorable Jason Beck would approve, don't let truth stand in the way of a good story. And a true prophet knows one victory does not win the war. Inspired by Kendrick Lamar's rapid-fire counter-assault on the boy this past weekend, Sabet's back with more anonymous source bombs to drop that just might turn right-wing rivals like Jason Beck into believers, too. According to Business Cannabis's Ben Stevens is reporting, Kevin Sabet has taken to social media to suggest DEA Administrator Ann Milgram did not sign the rescheduling order, according to 2 confidential sources inside the DEA. Question as to why Kokstul Hinojosa, the director of Public Affairs for the Justice Department, of which the DEA is a component, confirmed that the Attorney General had circulated a proposal to reclassify marijuana. He suggested that this breaks big time from precedent. I'm not saying this means it won't be done, just saying this breaks big time from precedent. So it's not just the decision that's the outlier, but the process too. Stevens says that while the implications of Milgram's involvement or lack thereof are not yet fully understood, further reporting from Green Market Report suggests that the rescheduling is still years away. Although the Biden administration has signaled that its full weight will be put behind rescheduling cannabis as quickly as possible, the report suggests that the process could take up to 4 years if it is not challenged and brought to judicial review, which could add a further 3 years onto the timeline. So maybe 7 years. But what do y'all think? No pot for Eustradamus has blessed us all with more tea leaves suggesting that the DEA ain't got his house in order. Does that mean last week's news was invalid? Should these sources even be believed? Or was it Sabet and his team that were fed false information by Jason Beck's team well ahead? And this whole damn thing is an exercise in right-wing pot power politics. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for Hide 9 News. What do y'all think?
It's a new PPP debacle.
Did you just call it urine?
No, the PPP, the alliteration that our nice had, had given us Yarrow. I didn't even notice Yarrow was here. Well, Yarrow just popped out of nowhere, like a little. Just popped out of nowhere.
The 3 words that is their disclaimer is real soon now, right? They don't have a time. Real soon now. Well, that could be never.
That's the 33rd of Nevuary, right, Todd?
That's exactly right. I know it.
Nevuary. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Real soon now.
I like how it's like, oh, she didn't countersign the thing. Oh, it's not gonna happen. This is total.
I love this story. I love this story because of that.
Football is gone. It's down the hill. It's already ginormous, and it's already just destroying every hope that I had for the future for the cannabis industry altogether.
You're referring to Schedule 3 or their lack of moving to Schedule 3?
The fact that I don't know how many months I've been on the show saying that like rescheduling is a bad idea, that descheduling is the only way for the cannabis industry and the populace to move forward. This is not a cannabis industry issue. This is a This is a citizenry issue with these pejorative laws that are restricting freedom of finding health and wellness through nature. This is ridiculous. And now it's going to restrict it even further. I don't know. I'm just like, I can only hope that one of these documents, just implodes, and they miraculously come to their senses and come up with a new decision to just deschedule and move forward with a descheduled cannabis kind of movement instead of rescheduled. But again, the genie's out of the bottle. Like I said, it's like, that's just wishful thinking at this point. That's my Saman's fantasy land. It's not going to happen. This is going to go through the normal avenues, and we're gonna see cannabis just get super fucked like everything else the government does.
Is that the same world where you roll blunts fast, Simone?
No.
We know that's impossible.
Speed rolling champ.
We went over this, and we talked about how what Simon does is the equivalent of a Fabergé egg, and we had this conversation in December. I had to ride his ambulance and prevent the digital hazing that is being a guest on Jason and Rico's show.
What is the ambulance metaphor for you?
Ambulance.
If
he was a lawyer, he'd be
ambulance chasers.
No, being his codependent, meaning I'm here to save him, meaning I'm trying to keep him safe.
Oh, you went right over your head, huh?
We're in trouble. I'm in real deep shit then.
Simon makes good blunts. He doesn't make quick blunts. It's like Michelin star. You can't buffet that shit.
Isn't that kind of an oxymoron, good blunts?
Dude, what do you mean?
No.
Jason, there's something with tobacco and weed that just does it for the majority of people out there, Jason.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It adds an earthy complexity when you have a fruity flower, and it is pretty darn delicious.
I don't know. I personally
appreciate a little bit of nicotine in there.
I personally prefer
Todd Dankins, a purist.
I personally prefer the Silver Expert papers by OCB. Personally.
Oh, me too. Those the slim ones.
The slim ones. Those are the ones. Those are the business right there. Well, Rico, I love your little prohibitionist talk, and I love this little your little rant in regards, and hey, hopefully, if we're lucky, the fact that she didn't sign off on this will translate into rescheduling getting removed or not happening, basically. So
it'll happen.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen too. I think it's gonna happen too. She doesn't. Yeah. No, she doesn't. No, she's a drug warrior. She's a drug warrior. There's no reason that she would want to do that.
She's fighting for the descheduling. She goes, I'm not signing that because some man doesn't like it. So let's just deschedule this bitch.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look here. I said it. I think I said it the other week. I mean, look, we've all known that our the divisiveness in the industry, the division in the industry, has led the MSOs, these gigantic corporations who we all love to talk shit about, and we love to pull their card and drag them through the mud, but we just let them pay for the lobbyists to get in there for the last 7 years and really, or 5 years, I guess, and really hammer this issue home with the lawmakers. So it's no one's fault but our own that we didn't pool the money to help that situation, right? But it's all just a game of numbers. And unfortunately for us, the farmers and everybody whose heads are down in this time planting their farms so that they can have a successful harvest in October, they're not worried about politics. No one's worried about the money.
That has always confused the hell out of me within the cannabis space, is that everyone always expects some other company to do their government affairs work, and the lack of governmental sophisticated echelon in the cannabis space is seriously lacking and is going to diminish the cannabis industry once it goes to Schedule 3. But nonetheless, we got to go to a commercial. We're going to be right back.